Welcome to What's New Radio, Extra Time, where we speak with employees, managers, educators, or stakeholders in the energy sector about the services and projects at Light and Power.
I'm Jennifer Blackman, Communications Coordinator with Light and Power. Thank you for joining me today for a What's New Radio roundtable. As the situation with COVID-19 continues to unfold, its impact has been felt across our business. More than at any other time, we are relying on technology, powered by electricity, to keep connected. Many of our teams have been working remotely to serve you, our customers, providing safe and reliable electricity to your homes and businesses. Today's roundtable brings together a panel of guests representing many of our teams who are focused on business continuity, information, operations, and customer service delivery. I'll ask each of you to introduce yourselves in a moment, but first, thank you for your time and welcome to What's New Radio for our May edition of the program. Given the essential nature of the service Light and Power provides, let's start by talking about the impact the COVID-19 pandemic has had across the different areas of our business and the solutions that are in place to respond to and meet these challenges. I'd like to start with Natalie. Natalie?
Hello there. I'm Natalie Abrams, Director, Shared Services and Pandemic Response Team Lead for BLPC. There have, of course, been significant impacts for our employees and the technology and the facilities that support them. Almost immediately on learning of the threat of COVID-19 impacting us here in Barbados, we began planning how we could continue doing what we do, but in different ways. And that called for making sure our people could be kept as safe and healthy as possible, while thinking through what operating in this environment would look like. Planning in this way is something we're accustomed to, thankfully, in relation to hurricane planning and support we're often called on to offer to our Caribbean neighbours. We identified and isolated our vulnerable people first. We issued PPE and sanitizing equipment to employees who initially remained in the workplace or out in the field so that they could protect themselves while working. We also took a critical look at our cleaning protocols in the office to determine how the frequency needed to change, and even in some instances, swapping out cleaning agents for formulations recommended by the public health authorities. We really were very detail-oriented in our approach to this and decided to take nothing to chance. As the threat progressed and more strict measures were put in place nationally, we rolled out work-from-home measures, and that was new to some extent for us and our business. Ultimately, approximately 80% of our employees who could work from home were asked to do so, and our IT teams worked to ensure that employees had the necessary technology and equipment in place to continue making a contribution and servicing our customers. This also meant that those who needed to physically report to our plant and our operations centers could do so as safely as possible with minimized exposure to others. Along with this, we implemented personal check-ins with staff to understand if persons were not well, monitoring potential exposure from others in their household, recent travels, etc., all in an effort to keep persons safe and offer support as might have been necessary. Along the way, we've continued to reach out to our employees to share additional guidance on how to function during these times. And what we found is that the key right now is constant communication with our people. What are our plans? What are we doing next? What does the national change mean as the phases progress? And how are we going to manage through this time?
Thank you for that, Natalie. Tamara, would you like to tell our listeners who you are and how you and your team have adapted?
Hello, I'm Tamara Brown, Senior Supervisor responsible for customer experience. Our teams are working safely from home, supporting each other with regular communication, using a myriad of online tools. We also have flexible arrangements in place for persons to accommodate their personal responsibilities during this time. We have had significant increases in call volumes and online requests due to the closure of our service center. However, additional resources have been made available to the contact center to allow customers to get responses to their requests and queries within a reasonable time frame. We have had significant increases in the use of our online services. For example, our online support page, which was newly launched with our updated website. Customers have been utilizing that quite frequently. We've also had significant increases with customers using our web self-service feature to access their bills and e-billing for the customers to get their bills directly via email. The call volumes have mainly centered around customers having challenges with payments, and we have been working very hard with customers to make suitable payment arrangements and extensions on their bills. Customers can now request all services that they would normally go into the office for. They can request them online, and this includes new connections, application for renewable services, the submission of GED certificates, queries, complaints, anything that you would do in our office, you can now conduct with us online. And persons have also been calling into our contact center, and we're facilitating those requests via telephone as well. So our teams are happily working from home and working safely to keep our customers connected. Customers wanting to connect with us can visit our website, that is www.blpc.com.bb. Via email, we can be reached at customerservice@blpc.com.bb. And of course, via telephone, you can give us a call at 626-4300.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Next, Johan, you have a bird's eye view on what it takes and is taking to keep our customers supplied with electricity. Tell our audience why.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm Johan Graves, Director of Operations at Barbados Light and Power. In my role, I oversee both the generation of the electricity and the distribution to our customer homes. Over the past few weeks has been a very challenging time for our teams. While many other areas of the business were able to operate from home, our core personnel were still required to ensure that electricity was safely delivered to our customers' homes. In doing so, we would have implemented a number of different measures. For example, first of all, we would have allowed persons who can to work from home. And then for our personnel that have to come out to the power plants and also to work on the lines and the infrastructure in the field, we would have sought to reduce those persons down to the bare minimum, therefore operating more or less with a skeleton staff. Our operations continue to respond to emergency requests from customers, ensuring that safety was of the highest priority and that our personnel well-being was also of the utmost importance. During this time, we've had to postpone a number of our scheduled maintenance work, and as such, we have been constantly prioritizing to ensure that that did not compromise the delivery of electricity service to customers. I'm glad to report that we've had no issues with our personnel thus far, and we continue to work with them to ensure that they remain safe. Things that we have been doing, for example, at our compounds, we have temperature screenings for our staff on a daily basis. We've increased the amount of PPE that they're required to wear while on our compound and also in the field. We have instituted additional sanitization of all the areas that they work and all the vehicle and all the tools that they utilize, thereby trying to protect them and our public and our customers. So we've been continuing to do quite a lot during this period of time. We've also been making arrangements to assist our staff and their families wherever possible, and obviously we will continue this as the need arises. We want to assure you though, as customers, that our teams continue to be there, ready to respond to your requests and needs, and you can continue to reach us if you have an emergency or an issue at 626-9000. That's 626-9000 you can reach us at.
Thank you, Johan. And completing our panel is Jackie Marshall-Clark, a familiar voice for our listeners, and today here in her role as Head of Corporate Communications. Jackie?
Thanks, Jennifer. And hello, I'm Jackie Marshall-Clark, Manager Communications and Government Relations. So change means lots of communication for awareness. Something new needs explaining for understanding. So in the COVID-19 pandemic period, there was a lot of change, new procedures, directions, and guidelines to be given. So let me just say that the communications team was maxed out. So thanks to Jennifer, thanks to Nicole and Akeem for all the hard work. And let me give you a little behind the scenes picture. So back in March, from a team of 4, 2 persons were on leave, which meant the other 2 had long and unusual days and nights, since what was happening was not routine for us. That was a challenge, but we certainly did survive. So we had to listen to all the health advisories and communicate. We had to get the new guidelines and the procedures from Natalie and her team and communicate. We had to understand social distancing and how the customers should operate and work with the customer care team and communicate. We had to work with the HSE team and communicate about health and well-being and hygiene. If the office is not going to open, customers will depend on us to say what the options are. We had to figure that all out and communicate. Then, along with all those business instructions, we had to be understanding, we had to be caring, and we had to be compassionate. And people had to say that in everything that we said. So the task of corporate communications is a big one. Working from home is really not new for my team. Working from home every day is new. Not interacting with anybody in the office and using the technology for everything like recording this radio program, all that was new. So how did I reach my people? In many ways, and I hope that they really did hear from us. The employees, we had daily email update packages. We had information on our internal television screens. We had an internet portal for documents. We had our weekly bulletin. We had text messages, team meetings, team WhatsApp, and so on. For the customers, we sent a lot of information to the media. We did a lot of newspaper and radio ads. We had our electronic newsletter. We had WhatsApp messages, and that was new. We used social media. We had Facebook, Instagram, and everything else. And of course, we had our radio program.
Thank you, Jackie, for that comprehensive overview of all that not even all, part of what communications does. You're listening to What's New Radio from the Barbados Light and Power Company with me, Jennifer Blattman. You can connect with us online at our website, blpc.com.bb, our Facebook or Instagram pages, BLPC Online, or use Twitter at tweetblpc. If you have a customer query, you can call 626-4300 or for emergency assistance, 626-9000. This is our May roundtable. If you've just joined us, we've been talking about the impact of COVID-19 on our business. The challenge has provided opportunities for leadership in the renewable energy sector and in technological innovative solutions, along with inspiring stories from our staff and customers. Let's share and discuss some of those stories now. I'd also like to hear from Johan and Natalie about future planning at Light and Power as we adjust to new ways of working. And Tamara and Jackie, what feedback are you getting from our customers?
Hi, Jennifer. From our customers, a number of them are experiencing significant personal challenges, especially with loss of employment or reduction of income. And we have been really working with them to find suitable payment solutions while trying to maintain their bills at a certain level that it doesn't become too unmanageable. Also, our customers have been adjusting to new ways of doing business and making payments. So a number of them have taken up the online payment options through their financial institutions and then checking the web self-service for making sure that the payment has reached their account. So we've had a big uptake in customers using that feature and finding it very convenient. Our customers have also transitioned to receiving a bill paperless through the online feature, and the feedback from that has been quite good. But overall, our customers, again, have been adapting well to the new ways of doing business with us, and that's about it from my side.
Before we move to you, Jackie, though, Tamara, how has your team been dealing with having to navigate these waters with customers and maintaining the dignity of the persons calling in and showing the compassion that several members of our panel have mentioned before?
Well, for the team, it's something that we have been doing for quite some time. This time, the volume of customers coming in with the challenges has been, of course, significant, but the team has been coping with it well. We've been relying on each other for support and communicating with each other. And we do have some staff members who have even started initiatives to help persons who have identified themselves as vulnerable. And we were trying our best to reach out as best as possible and help those persons as well. Most of it has been really appreciation for the speed of response. Some customers have been surprised at the fact that they've gotten a quick response to email sent or using our portal. So we've gotten a lot of appreciation through that medium.
This one's going to make Tamara smile, but I really want to share it. So this is about our drop box at the garrison. We've been telling people that if they need to pay, they could pay through our garrison drop box by check. So we had a lot of discussion on this facility. Would it work? Since it meant that people had to come to the office daily to manage it. And we had a lot of internal discussion on that drop box. But now I am so happy to say, and I so much appreciate the feedback from customers. We've been hearing that they love the drop box. It is most appreciated. So when you talk about looking back at good news stories, that for me was my good news story. So think of where we came from and trying to figure out how it would actually work, to making it work, and now to be getting all that appreciation from customers for the drop box.
So Natalie and Johan, how does the future look for Light and Power as we adjust? Because people talk about the new normal. From your perspectives, what does that look like for us?
As I mentioned earlier, we learned quite a bit about what we're capable of during this time of operating in new ways. We learned that we can work remotely quite effectively, coming from a culture where we actually thrive on in-person interaction. And this does not replace the undoubted value of in-person interaction, but it has certainly underscored how we can use available technology to stay in touch through video and voice calls and meetings. But I do think the future is more than a BLPC conversation, and I dare say it's a national one. This is an opportunity for us to rethink how we operate going forward, offering our people the flexibility to manage increasing personal demands with their professional responsibilities, the desire for possibly more staggered work schedules, encouraging us to brainstorm more current ways of reaching out to our employees and our customers, and even an opportunity to rethink how we are organized in our offices and in our field work to ensure that we can provide employees with safe, but not necessarily sterile or overly cold places to work. We have an opportunity also to rethink how we do what we do to improve our efficiency and effectiveness. So as tired as we all are, as taxed as our brains are as well, we're actually quite excited about the next phases and what it's going to look like. There is, of course, some inertia and discomfort in times of uncertainty, but for us at Light and Power, what I have seen, and I'm sure the team here would agree, this is where we've done some of our best work, brainstorming new ways, new ideas, and creative approaches of delivering a service to our customers, which is of paramount importance to us.
I certainly agree with you, Natalie.
Yes, and in addition to all of that, I think going forward, we are going to see a lot more information being used remotely. Basically, we are going to see a lot more automation and a lot more of online data and data crunching and data mining online. Before, over the last few weeks, work that persons had to come into the office and had to sit down with paper to do was done remotely without ever setting up foot into the office. So I think going forward, we are going to see a redesign in terms of the amount of persons that we necessarily need to have in offices. We're going to see the use of technology in terms of dispatching work. So dispatching remotely, no longer would you need to come to a physical site to receive a work package for the day. Be sent to you and you'll be on your way directly from your home. Even on our generation and distribution system, we've already started seeing the use of the AMI meters and that sort of thing. And that has served us very well during this period of time, because from the office or from the comfort of our own homes, we could interact and determine when a customer was having an issue with their meters, help assess their energy demand, that sort of thing, and get real-time information that they could have received their bills despite not having been able to send a meter reader out into the field. So we're starting to see the benefits of a lot of the technology that we have been deploying over the last few years. And we're definitely seeing the benefits of it. And all it tells us then that we're going on the right direction. And as we continue this way, then we'll be in good stead for the future.
Thank you so much for that. It is always heartening to know that everything we were doing in good faith and based on just educated, not even guesses, just analytics, really have come to bear fruit in a way that none of us could have foreseen. So thank you both, Natalie and Johan, for showing that the future, the new normal, is actually an exciting place. And we also acknowledge that navigating the waters to get there might be a little disconcerting, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, Jackie, we're usually really active at this time. We do lots with schools, we do lots with kite flying. We start thinking about tips for hurricane season in terms of community engagement. How are we reaching our customers in the social, the softer ways to support culture and the different things that make Barbados what it is?
Jennifer, I want to assure you that we're still very active. So we're still committed to helping our employees, to helping our customers, and to helping Barbadians. That does not change at all during this period. What has changed, as you said, is what is done and where is that funding going. So one of the first things that we redirected our funding for was from Crop Over, because that's now cancelled, and we redirected that to the Welfare Department to assist families with hardships at this time. That was one of the first things done. The other thing that we did was look at our customers. And we know that it is going to be a difficult time for our customers. And so we sought to decide and to create that little customer assistance package on what we can do to ensure that we help them through this period. And Rodney did share in the very first week of April what we're going to be doing. And he shared again at the beginning of May what other opportunities there will be to help our customers. So money was also redirected to the isolation centers. We helped with the refurbishment and the renovation at Harrison's Point and Enmore facilities, and we have now gifted that back to the government. So again, funding redirected, still helping. We're now working with the Ministry of Education because there are lots of children at home who need help as they now do school online and school from where they live. And so we have redirected funding there as well and partner with the Ministry of Education to see that through. And the last thing I'd tell you about is, yes, we're still working in the communities and we're doing this through our employees. So we have a lot of employees who volunteer in some cases and who help older people in their communities. And so we're working with them to make sure that they can help even better at this time.
Thank you, Jackie. And I want to thank all of our guests today. Tamara Brown, Senior Supervisor in Customer Care, Johan Graves, Director of Operations, Natalie Abrams, Director Shared Services and Light and Power's Pandemic Response Team Lead, and Jackie Marshall-Clark, Manager Corporate Communications and Government Relations. You can listen to the roundtable again on our website, blpc.com.bb. Just click on the What's New Radio tab and then click Extra Time. I'm Jennifer Blattman. On behalf of all of us at Light and Power, stay safe. Bye for now.
This program was produced for the Barbados Light and Power Company by SFA Communications.